Welcome, deep divers. Ever find yourself thinking, is there like a different rule book for money? One I just didn't get.
Yeah, like schools teach us algebra, history.
Right, so much.
Yeah.
But somehow they skip the bit about how to actually, build wealth or even just manage what we make. Well, today we're tearing into a topic that promises to fundamentally flip some of those ideas you might have about money. Okay, let's unpack this. Our deep dive today is into Robert T. Kiyosaki's, incredibly influential book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
A classic, really.
Totally. We've pulled together insights from quite a few reviews and analyses to really get to the heart of it. What makes it tick? Why is it still sparking debates after all these years?
And what's truly fascinating here, I think, beyond just how many copies it sold, is how it functions as this kind of mental reset for people.
A reset button, yeah.
Our mission for this deep dive, it isn't just to give you a summary. We want to really extract those core insights, those moments that make you go, aha,
Yeah.
and challenge how you think. We'll look at its strengths, because it definitely has them, but also, candidly look at the criticisms and figure out what its core message means for your financial mindset.
Right, how it might apply to you personally.
Exactly. Your path to wealth.
And at its heart, Rich Dad, Poor Dad tells a story, right? That narrative approach is so key to why it works, I think.
Definitely.
It sets up this really compelling contrast between two financial philosophies. And he personifies them with these two dads, the poor dad and the rich dad.
Such a simple frame, but it opens up these really complex ideas in a way that's, pretty easy to digest.
Okay, so let's set the scene a little more. The book came out in 1997.
Yeah, quite a while ago now.
And it just exploded, became one of the most famous personal finance books, ever. Kiyosaki introduces us to his poor dad.
Who was his actual father.
His actual father, yeah.
Yeah.
Highly educated guy, government employee, PhD even, I think. And he really valued job security, a good salary, benefits, that traditional path.
Safe route.
Then there's the rich dad. This was his best friend's father.
Right. And this guy had much less formal education. Dropped out of high school, actually.
Oh, yeah.
But he had this incredible, practical, street smart sense about business and money. An entrepreneur through and through.
And if we kind of connect that basic comparison to the bigger picture, it really just crystallizes the book's core argument, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It hammers home that it's not necessarily about your degrees or even how much you earn right now.
It's the mindset.
It's the mindset, exactly. That philosophical approach to money that, determines where you end up financially.
Poor dad.
Yeah.
Work for money, chase security, the paycheck.
Rich dad. Have money work for you.
Yeah.
Build assets.
Yeah.
Understand the system. It's just a profound shift that, honestly, most of us aren't taught growing up.
That distinction is huge. Working for money versus money working for you. And that leads us straight into Kiyosaki's first big point, the importance of financial education.
Yeah, this is crucial.
He argues pretty strongly that our schools, great for academics, great for getting you ready for a job,
Sure.
but they leave this massive gap when it comes to actual practical financial literacy.
Yeah.
How to manage money, how to invest, how to build real wealth. It's just not there.
It's like we're sent out into the world needing to manage money, but nobody gave us the instruction manual.
Right.
And that's where the book really focuses on these few concepts he says are just non-negotiable. You have to understand them.
Which are?
Assets, liabilities, and cash flow. He basically says, if you don't get these basic building blocks, you're kind of flying blind financially.
You're at a huge disadvantage.
Totally. It's not just about earning more, it's understanding the language of money. What does your money do after you earn it? Are you directing it, or is it just disappearing?
This is where, for me, and I think for a lot of people, it is really interesting, probably the most memorable bit from the whole book, the difference between assets and liabilities.
Oh, yeah. This is the big one.
It's a game changer
Yeah.
because it makes you totally rethink what those words mean. Kiyosaki's definition of an asset is super simple, something that puts money in your pocket.
It's money in.
Right, like a rental property, bringing in rent checks, stocks paying dividends, maybe a business you own that generates profit,
Yeah.
things that feed your bank account.
They generate income.
And then, the flip side, a liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket.
Takes money out.
And this can feel a bit weird at first, right? Because the examples he uses are things like car loans,
Okay, that makes sense.
a big house with a massive mortgage payment, or EMI as they call it elsewhere,
Right, the monthly housing costs.
and obviously credit card debt, stuff that demands money from you.
And the implication Kiyosaki draws from this is pretty stark, isn't it?
There,
He says, essentially, rich people focus on acquiring assets, things that make them money.
while the poor and middle class.
Often, without even realizing it, spend their money on liabilities that they think are assets.
Like the house example. It's classic.
Exactly. For so many people, their home is their biggest asset. But Kiyosaki would ask, is it putting money in your pocket each month?
Usually not, with mortgage, taxes, upkeep.
Right, so it's actually functioning like a liability, draining cash. The rich person, in his model, might buy a rental property first, an asset. The middle-class person stretches for the big dream home liability. It really reframes how you view your stuff.
It totally does.
Yeah.
It makes you look at everything like, okay, is this going to pay me or am I going to pay it? It's a powerful mental filter.
Mm-hmm.
And building on that, there's another idea that feels pretty radical for many. Working to learn, not just to earn.
Yes. Challenging the focus on salary.
Right. We're so conditioned to chase the highest paycheck. But Kiyosaki asks, what skills are actually more valuable long-term for building wealth?
And he points to things like investing knowledge.
Investing, understanding business systems, marketing, sales, even just good communication. Skills, not just job titles.
Exactly. It's a strategic shift in thinking. This perspective encourages you to look at your career differently.
How so?
Well, instead of just trading your time for a wage, which is what most jobs are,
Yeah.
you're focused on acquiring knowledge and abilities that let you build future income streams, maybe streams independent of that main job.
So it's about building leverage.
That's a great way to put it. Developing the leverage to create value beyond just your hours worked. You know, a high salary is nice, but learning negotiation or understanding market trends, that gives you power to create wealth almost anywhere. It's like playing financial chess, not just checkers.
Chess, not checkers. I like that.
Yeah.
And for so many people, this kind of thinking, this shift, it's the key to getting out of what the book famously calls the rat race.
That image is so potent.
He paints this picture, and it feels uncomfortably familiar for a lot of us, right?
Yeah.
Get job, earn money, spend money, need more money, work harder, earn more, spend more.
It's that endless cycle. Bigger house, nicer car, more expenses, always needing that next paycheck just to keep up. You feel trapped.
Totally trapped.
Yeah.
So what's the escape route according to the book?
The escape route is building passive income.
Income you don't have to actively work for day in, day out.
Exactly. Money coming in while you sleep or while you're on vacation. Think dividends from stocks, rent from properties, maybe royalties, or a business that runs itself, mostly.
So it's not tied directly to your time anymore?
That's the goal. It's presented as the way to break free. When your passive income covers your expenses, you're not chained to the job anymore. That's financial independence.
That idea of passive income, it really does open up a different way of thinking about your financial future. And building on that, the book heavily, heavily pushes the power of entrepreneurship and investing.
Oh, yeah. It definitely contrasts job security, which Kiyosaki sees as potentially limiting.
An illusion, almost.
Kind of, yeah. He contrasts that with the path to true wealth. What's the core message there?
Well, the core message seems to be that real sustainable wealth, the kind that gets you to financial freedom,
Yeah.
it mainly comes from building businesses and investing intelligently.
Not just from saving a portion of your paycheck.
Right. Relying only on a salary, no matter how big, means you're still trading time for money. Entrepreneurship and investing, though, let you leverage other things. Capital, ideas, other people's time.
You create systems.
You create systems that generate wealth for you, ideally, somewhat independently of your constant effort. It's about ownership, moving from being a cog in the system to owning the system itself.
That's a powerful distinction.
And all these ideas, they keep circling back to this one big theme that runs through the whole book, the mindset difference.
Absolutely fundamental.
How did these different ways of thinking, poor dad versus rich dad, actually show up in decisions? Kiyosaki says the poor and middle class are often driven by fear, right?
Yeah, fear of losing money, fear of risk, fear of not having enough security, so they play it safe.
Yeah.
Very safe.
But the rich, or those who become rich, according to the book,
They actively look for opportunities. They see risk differently, maybe as something to be managed, learned from, not just avoided.
they embrace learning.
They embrace learning, they adapt. It really highlights that wealth building is psychological as much as it is financial. It's about how you think and feel about money and opportunity. Do you see roadblocks or do you see building blocks?
Okay, so given all these really thought-provoking, sometimes controversial ideas, and the fact that the book is just massive,
Yeah.
what are its main strengths? Why did it connect with so many people?
Well, like you said earlier, the story format is huge. It's not a dry textbook.
Super accessible. Anyone can pick it up.
Anyone. And it genuinely offers this fresh, sometimes jarring perspective on money, jobs, wealth, stuff we thought we understood.
It challenges norms.
Totally. And it's incredibly motivational. It doesn't just inform, it kind of kicks you into gear, makes you feel like, okay, I need to take responsibility for my financial future.
Yeah, it lights a fire.
And that asset versus liability thing, it's just so sticky. Once you hear it explained that way, it's hard to forget. It changes how you look at spending.
It definitely sticks. Okay, but like anything this popular, it's got its limitations and criticisms too.
For sure. No book is perfect.
While it's great for shifting your mindset, what are some of the practical problems people point out?
Well, a big one is that it's much stronger on the why than the how. It gets you excited about assets and passive income.
But doesn't give you a detailed blueprint.
Exactly. It's light on concrete step-by-step methods for, say, analyzing a real estate deal or starting a specific type of business. It's more philosophy than mechanics.
Okay.
Then there's the whole debate about the rich dad character himself. Was he real? A composite? Does it even matter? People argue about that endlessly, sometimes missing the main points.
Right, that can be a distraction.
And maybe the most serious criticism is that by making entrepreneurship and investing sound, well, relatively straightforward,
Might encourage people to jump in too fast.
yeah, potentially encourage newbies to take big, uninformed risks without doing the hard work, the research, the due diligence that's actually required. It inspires action, which is good, but maybe not always informed action.
That's a really important point. And I think the book itself kind of hints at that, suggesting you need more education, maybe courses, other books. It's like the starting point, the foundation, not the whole building. It opens the door, but expects you to keep walking and learning.
Well put. It's a catalyst.
So wrapping this up a bit, what does this all mean for you, the listener? Let's connect it back. Who is this book really for?
Based on the reviews and its impact, it seems especially helpful for people who are really new to thinking about personal finance.
Like a Finance 101, but for mindset?
Kinda, yeah. An eye-opener. Also, really impactful for students, young professionals, maybe questioning that standard climb-the-ladder career path.
Looking for alternatives.
And obviously, for anyone feeling stuck in that rat race, anyone actively looking for a way out, seeking financial freedom, it offers hope and a different perspective.
So bringing it all together then, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it's less a step-by-step how-to guide
Definitely not that.
and much more a mindset-changing book. Its main job is to fundamentally shift how you view money, work, and wealth.
Exactly. Its real lasting value is in planting that seed, shifting your perspective away from just depending on a job towards actively building assets and investments.
That's why it gets those solid ratings, like a 4 out of 5. Hugely inspirational, powerful for getting you thinking.
But, and this is key, you absolutely need to follow it up with more practical, detailed resources. Don't treat it as the only book you need.
It's the starting gun, not the whole race plan.
Perfect analogy.
Okay, so as you go about your week, here's a final thought to mull over. Building on Kiyosaki's ideas, consider one liability in your own life.
Could be financial, could be something else taking your time or energy.
Right, something that consistently takes out of your pocket, metaphorically or literally. Could you start thinking about how to transform it, even slightly, into an asset?
Shifting your perspective, your approach.
Exactly. What's one small step, maybe even unconventional, you could take this week to make your money, or even just your time, start working for you instead of the other way around?
Something to chew on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Think about it. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.